Hey, what is up, guys? I am here to give you my main event review. Like I said, I was gonna do a main event review on Raw last night. In this main event, I just finished watching it. It happened on July 7th, 2014, and this was a very good show. I'm gonna talk about the reasons why it might have been though at the end of the show. Let me just talk about positive for a little bit. We got the first match, and we got Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips on commentary. Um, and the first match was Sheamus defending his United States Championship against Alberto Del Rio in a last man standing match, which is awesome that they did a last man standing match. Um, Before the match, Sheamus comes out and talks about how he's defending his U.S. title against Del Rio, that he can clean the floor with him or something like that. And he says that at Battleground, he's going to win the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal, and he's going to merge both the Intercontinental and United States Championships together and be the first mid-card champion. I don't really know how this is going to work. It's actually a possibility that could happen. And I wouldn't complain really if that happened if they merged the mid-card championships. That'd be cool. Del Rio came up on the screen and said that he's going to defeat Sheamus, and he is going to be the one to merge the mid-card championships together, and that's about it. Then Sheamus talked about how this is the last man standing match, explained the rules, how he can do that there's no rules, so he could hit him with the kendo stick, he could hit him with the chair, he could put him through the tables, all that stuff. And then Del Rio goes out, they have the last man standing match, and they just had this big brawl in the beginning, and it was awesome. Sheamus ended up hitting the Rolling Thunder. Well, the move that he picks him up like this and does like it's not called the Rolling Thunder, it's that move. And then Del Rio ended up hitting Sheamus with the kendo stick, and he really went to work on Sheamus. He went off the top rope a couple times and did the kendo stick shots. He ended up doing DDTs, the backstabbers, but Sheamus kept getting up. And then he ended up and then eventually Sheamus made this huge comeback. He did the 10 beats of the Babwin, which is those clubs that he does in the ropes, and then ended up taking Del Rio and bouncing him off the announcer's table. And then we got the action back, and Sheamus grabbed the chair, but Del Rio used the kendo stick, and Sheamus actually whipped Del Rio with the kendo stick a couple times too, by the way. They actually had scars a little bit. And Del Rio kicked Sheamus while there was a chair in front of his face, but Sheamus got up from that. And then Sheamus ended up going shoulder first into there was a chair that was wedged in between the turnbuckles. And then Del Rio got the cross arm breaker in on Sheamus, but Sheamus ended up powering out of it because he ended up powerbombing Del Rio through a table that he set up and then hit the but Del Rio got up for it, and then Sheamus hit the bro kick, but Del Rio couldn't get up from that, and Sheamus retains the United States Championship. But this was a good last man standing match. Wasn't the greatest one, obviously, but very well done. I really liked the match. And then I think Chris Jericho got interviewed. Yes, he did. He talked about how he's going to have Bret Hart out there. He talked about Bray Wyatt, kind of sets the same promo as he did on SmackDown. Because we find out that it's at Battleground, it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt, which is awesome. I think they should have low waited to do this match until SummerSlam, and someone on Facebook suggested that you do the entire Wyatt family, which is Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan, versus Chris Jericho and the tag team champions Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. I think that would have been awesome, and then you put the baby faces over, and then you have Bray Wyatt beat him at SummerSlam. That would have been better. But they're having the one-on-one match. I think I don't know who should really win. But and then we got Nikki Bella versus the entire cast of Total Divas. That was Natalya, Eva Marie, Summer Rae, Naomi, and Rosa Mendez. The only she was on a cast in Total Divas, but she was out there. The only people that weren't out there that were on Total Divas were Brie Bella, obviously, because she quit, and Cameron, because something's going on with her. But I like this that they're punishing Nikki Bella. It adds to the feud between Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon. So I like that they're doing that. And obviously, Nikki Bella lost. She lost when Eva Marie hit a DDT on her for the win. And then Naomi and Natalia were trying to check on Nikki Bella, but then Cameron checks on Cameron attacks I think Natalia from behind, and Naomi chases Cameron away, and then that was about it. It was okay, I guess. It adds the story. And then we got the highlight reel, which is Chris Jericho's show with Bret the Hitman Hart, which was awesome. And Chris Jericho talks about first about Bray Wyatt, how Bret Hart's one of his friends. He was his idols that got him into wrestling. And Bret Hart mentions that his sister ended up putting her in a submission hold and that made him tap out. He didn't really know what the name of the submission hold was and how he was in the dungeon, and now he's happy to see what he's accomplished. Chris Jericho asked him Bret Hart what his favorite feud is. He says that he has a lot, like Mr. Perfect, Stone Cold Steve Austin, his brother Owen Hart, and The Undertaker. But he says his favorite ones are obviously with Shawn Michaels. And then Damian Sandow comes out dressed up like Shawn Michaels. And I guess we were supposed to think that it was. And Chris Jericho says, "You've really let yourself go. You look all ugly now." And then Bret Hart says that he's gonna call the Quebec Screwjob. No, Damian Sandow says he's gonna call it the Quebec Screwjob. Bret Hart punches him and puts Damian Sandow in the sharpshooter, and has the referee win the bell, obviously because of what happened in Montreal, because of the Montreal Screwjob. And that was the end of the show. And Shawn Michaels, by the way, still gets the hate because when his music came out, when his music was playing, everyone was so Shawn Michaels still gets hate from the Montreal Screwjob. I think they should kind of let it go, but I guess you can't because I guess it was a favorite. But that was main event this week. Thought it was a good show. I like the highlight reel with Bret Hart and Chris Jericho, and the last man standing match between Sheamus and Del Rio. Those were really good, good stuff on the show. That was about it. But I don't know if this is going to be main event. I think it was only good this week, probably though, because they had the free week. You can have the WWE Network. So I wonder if they're trying to go all out to make sure that people actually purchase the network. And I don't know if actually people will. Maybe they will, but they're going all out. But yeah, that's what I have to say. I mean, a main event too. I started watching and it was good, and around late 2013-ish, it got really boring, so I stopped watching it. And then I ended up and then I got back into watching it when the network got launched, and then I lost interest in like after WrestleMania. And now I'm getting back into it. I haven't watched it since April 15th, I think. Let me check actually, because I have a video about it. Let me just check to see when was the last time I watched main event, because the last time I reviewed it was the last time I actually watched it. Okay. WWE main event videos. It was on. Yeah, April 15th, 2014. It was Big Show versus Jack Swagger. Then I just lost interest in watching main event. I didn't want to watch it no more. And I have a feeling I'm going to watch it for... Let's take a look at how long I was watching it for. I watched it from... March 4th all the way to April 15th. So about a month. Not really a month. It was like a month and something days. So I'm gonna start watching it again a little bit maybe, but I don't think it's gonna be long term. I think main event's gonna be one of those shows for me that I'll watch here and there, but then I won't watch it. So that's my thoughts. But it was a good show though. I like the match between Del Rio and Sheamus, and the highlight reel. And they announced on SmackDown that it's gonna be Roman Reigns versus Rusev, which should be a good match. And Chris Jericho versus Randy Orton, that should be good too. And that's about it. So all I have to say is, peace.